It is Sunday and we are live. Welcome to more Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I am notifying the Discordians and then we can get started. And let's get to it. Here we go. We had just finished killing a High Inquisitor, and that was a good act. Because he wanted to go all murdery on Ember because, hey, she'd been put to the torch before. Because, so obviously she deserved it. So the only holy thing could have been to put her to finish the job. Okay, the demon. Okay, so we clicked on something, in front of a destroyed ass building. The demon invasion destroyed all of Kenabres or transformed all of Kenabres into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans. The demon lord Discari. Okay, and it says, the most powerful of the demons are unique demigods, rulers of the abyss with their own individual powers and abilities. The demon lords are known throughout the multiverse, and many cults worshipping them exist on the material plane. The total number of demon lords is beyond knowing. Of the countless powerful demons who rule the various layers of the abyss, some are more widely known and worshipped. The most ubiquitous demon lord, the only one to have attained full godhood, is Lamashtu, the mother of monsters. That's rather grim. Okay, and the dragon Turtlev, the mightiest of the city's defenders, and the first one to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment simply by looking at the ruins. From chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no doubt but it is no hypothetical scout gazing upon the ruins. It is Harmony, and she is not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place. Like a gaze untethered by any observer, this mysterious force, unknown to mortal kind, silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Harmony is vested with this power and looks at the world with its eyes. The past, present, and future stand before her as a unified whole, an unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendor. What past does she see? The past that exists in the past exists the one who wielded this gaze in life, although the one in life are inappropriate terms for eons. The supernatural embodiments of the cosmic balance. Rather than who and what, a better word for these entities is how. The aeon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond. The great beyond is a term that encompasses all planes of existence that make up the multiverse. These realities are beyond our reality, these realities beyond our reality are the domains of the gods and home to the non-godly powers fit for worship. Planar dragons and entirely alien races. Okay. To put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the world with the chasm disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle they came to fight. They even failed to finish the casting of the spell that would have sent Discari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the demon lord cut the Aeon down. What present does he see? Ruins, blood, corpses, but none of that perturbs the Aeon's dispassionate gaze. The living or alive, the dead will be judged by Pharasma. All is as it should be. But the demons circling in the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition. The splashes of blood-red ink on a restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals, and the demons' place is in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everything knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as the sharp-edged, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the Aeon's gaze, its mere existence is an outrage against the universal laws. If the Aeon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. If the Aeon is gone, and only their gaze remains. Harmony picks the crystal up out of the dirt and stows it in her pocket. She is mortal, which means she has the power to decide what to do with it. Okay. Aeon. A passion, okay. Faceless caretakers of reality. And Pharasma, the Lady of Grays, Mother of Souls, Grey Lady. She's the goddess of birth, death, prophecy, Shepherds Galarian's recently departed souls to their final reward upon death. Souls migrate to the River of Souls. They're via the River of Souls to Pharasma's Boneyard in the Outer Sphere, which sits atop the impossibly tall spire that pierces the astral plane. She's among the most ancient of deities in the multiverse, but keeps her knowledge of the fate of all souls most closely guarded. What future does Harmony see? Good and evil, chaos and order, everything in its lawful place in the multiverse, and is no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the River of Souls from life and death back to life again. The reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the eons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. After allowing the heroine to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed Aeon is killed, even appropriate for an entity so removed from life and death as we understand them, used up its last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness unless someone decides to preserve an Aeon within themselves. Will the heroine decide to take on this power so that she may again look at the world through another's eyes, or will she allow it to vanish? Okay, this allows us to potentially sign on with the Aeon Mythic Path later. All through this first act, we are given the opportunity to pick up or attune ourselves to various mythic paths. The two that are basically gimmies are Angel and Demon. And basically Aeon here. You have to screw up bad to miss this one. There's other ones that you have to go on side quests to get, and some of them are more convoluted than others. Azata is like a neutral good Fey Angel equivalent. Then there's Devil, which, well, where demons are chaotic evil, devils are lawful evil. You know, as the saying goes for lawyers, the devil's in the details. And a lot of the mythic paths get their own quest line. There's a Lich, which, well, you can actually become a full-on Lich. And they also get associated various mythic level powers, including spellcasting. And if you're an Angel, that comes with divine spellcasting. And if you're a Lich, that comes with arcane spellcasting. And that will augment, if you have arcane or divine spellcasting, your own spellcasting. Now, where the cool thing with that is if you have, you know, a full spellcaster in arcane or divine, which is to say you get to full 9th level spellcasting, which normally in D&D or Pathfinder, 9th level spellcasting is as high as you can go. You can get mythic tier spells, which is to say 10th level spells. Okay, so we're going to go Aeon Mythic Path. Spirit of the Aeon dwells out of sight deep in Harmony's soul like a pair of magical spectacles stowed away until the moment when the heroine once again sneezes. Now, that's not going to be a thing I do because I am a hybrid as a magus. I'm only going to go up to 6th level spell or arcane spellcasting. But Azata is its own thing. They're funky. It's about the best way I can explain it.
We will be victorious.
Cover me, all right?
Stab.
Forward.
More stab.
I'll cut
Even
you
more
wide
stab.
open. Into the fray.
Surrender, or else!
Kill the cleric land.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
They roll a nat 20, I roll a nat 1. It's going to be one of those kind of
We won't
games.
falter.
The spirits your blood!
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
We got magical half plate +1. That's gonna get sold. Okay, gotta send a message. In the same round, I needed a 2 and rolled a nat 1. The enemy needed a 20 and got it. Now, I have a friend who... Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Woljif needs healing.
This war
Before we go
must
any
end.
further,
Adventures await. What's on your mind? I wonder.
let's get that handled. I just about had a panic attack.
Distract them
Yet
from
another
me.
obstacle. You won't survive me.
I hate swarms.
The light, take you! Strike with all your might!
Is this going to
Time
count
to
as
share
a
your treasures.
sneak? Nope.
Too late for apologies. You are today's sacrifice.
Endure this!
Into the fray!
Luckily, we got them dead before they could do much to me. These people were not killed by demons. Their mortal wounds were inflicted by ordinary weapons. So, not by blasters. These wounds were inflicted. By a lightsaber. These wounds were inflicted.
I'll hit you.
Make every strike count.
Go for their hearts. Let us be off.
Yeah, I had to make the Star Wars reference because I'm a huge nerd.
I won't let you hurt my
Well, let's
friends.
kill the abracadabras here. I'm sorry, abracandaloos.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Cover me, all right?
We can do it!
I'll cut you wide open. You won't stop us.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
You won't survive me.
Is that stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Forward! The spirits demand your blood. Surrender or else!
No glory without risk.
They said that the tunnel to the Grey Garrison that the Tieflings had was by the church. We're by the church.
Let's move.
Scrawny tiefling, our tiefling. Watch it, watch it. What are you goons doing? You'll bloody crush me. A young tiefling lies trapped in a collapsed section of the tunnel. Another two tieflings scramble around, trying in vain to free him from the rubble. Nancy tiefling, quit whining. Hey, alarm, someone's coming. Energetic tiefling, maybe she'll help us. Wise up, would you, before you get us killed? Let's make a run for it while we still can. No, come on, don't leave me, I'll die here. Woljif, hey guys, I see you're in a bit of a jam. Get a load of this slot and no escort either. Woljif, you little shit, how are you not dead yet? And who's that with you? I'll help you pull him up out of the rubble. This succeeded at an athletic check. You easily clear the rubble and free the trapped tiefling. You performed an action that was good. Whew, I'm alive, and all in one piece, give or take. Thank you. I'll remember your kindness for the rest of my life. The freed tiefling turns to his companions. And you two clowns, I don't want to hear a word out of you. Get into the tunnel now. One trip, just to the Grey Garrison and back. Don't be a coward. It's not going to collapse. Go or else we come all this way for nothing. That ended well, didn't it? Whisht. Not now. Talk later. The tiefling eyes you and elbows his chatty companion in the ribs, causing him to double over in pain. Sounds very suspicious to me. Come clean now. Who are you? All right. Don't hurt us. People call us the tieflings. We kind of skirt the edges of the law. That's how we make our living. Say, some tyrant bans books that show stuff we don't like or fancy Conan wine he don't drink. Is it wrong we step in to fill the gap in the market? Is there or if there's a demand for it, someone's got to sell it. Oh, so they're the black market. Don't go thinking we're gangsters or anything. Our only concern is making the lives of citizens easier for a little coin. Someone in this city can't even breathe without breaking some stupid regulation or restriction. Take this tunnel that's collapsed on top of our friend, for instance. It leads straight to the Grey Garrison. Thanks to it, any soldier whose throat's feeling a little dry or who's needing some nighttime reading material. Oh, right. So the church banned porno. Gotcha. We can get all the... and booze. So, well, booze for the Crusaders at the very least. So you keep the Crusaders in booze and porn. A vital service. Thanks to it, any soldier whose throat's feeling a little dry or is needing some nighttime reading material, we get all the things for him his heartless superiors refuse to. We're providing a public service. I helped you, now you can help me and Commander Tirabate save Kenabres. The militia needs people with various skills, even ones as unusual as yours. You what? Are you blind or something? The tiefling points at his horns and tail. Know what people call us? A Rilu spawn, and that's one of the nicer names. Crusaders and tieflings don't mix, will be torched on sight. Whoa, Tirabate? Irabeth Tirabate from the Eagle Watch? Lads, we have to help her. She's one of the only big shots in town that actually treats us with any decency. Why should we risk our necks for the Crusaders? Because Irabeth risked her neck for ours. She saved me from that creep hole run, yanked me straight out of his torture chamber. Only a worthless tow rag would refuse to help her after that. Nuh-uh. I'm not listening to any more of this. The tiefling makes a show covering his ears. You do what you want, I'm heading for the River Kingdoms. You don't have to worry about Hold Run. His corpse is still cooling about a few hundred feet over that way. You see my friend that's literally wearing his blood-spattered armor. No, really. I straight up murdered that dude. Go on then, I'm going with the Crusaders. I'm gonna round up the others to help the tiefling smirks. We made some good money in the city. It'd be a shame to surrender our meal ticket to the demons, but enough yammering. So long. Okay, so I've done part of the common cause. Let's see what my... Okay, so I've only got about 500 and change to level up. I also need to get to the Church
Oh, what is that?
of Desna so I can tell what's-his-face that Holrin came up with a slight case of sword poisoning. Count Arende's servant. So thank the gods, I found someone who wasn't fleeing in panic. Are you crusaders? Mercenaries? The comely half-elf is so frightened he can barely get the words out. I am a servant of Count Daron Kale Nevis Arende. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons. The master himself and all his guests are trapped inside, and the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through a servant's passage to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion's only a stone's throw away on the next street over. He meets her gaze with bleeding eyes. Count Arende, Camellia says. I've seen him a few times before, from afar. He looked highly audacious. I confess he did capture my attention, but that's neither here nor there. We should help him. The gratitude of a rich and influential man can only benefit us. Succeeded at a knowledge world check. You've heard about the Arende family before. The wealthy and noble Mendevian family was almost wiped out by demons 10 years ago. The last surviving member of the family was a young Count Daron. He has an infamous reputation. He's well known for being a rake and a rogue. And I respond, misfortune continues to dog the house of Arende, I see. The servant cringes. You're telling me? Everyone tried to talk me out of taking up the position, saying it can't just have been bad luck that brought tragedy down on the family. It almost killed off the line. But I reasoned that since my master was the only one to survive that calamity, that many must be blessed by faith in the powers of good. The pay was nothing to sniff at either. The servant cast his eyes around the street. I should have listened to people smarter than me and gone to work for somewhere else, preferably far away from Kenabres. Tell me more about what happened. I'll tell you what I can. I was working from dusk till dawn and back to dusk again, serving guests at the house or Count's banquet. When the other servants came to relieve me at my post, I went to sleep. Next thing I know, I wake up and there are demons inside the mansion. I can't even reach the Count. The monsters had blocked the way. The Count's banquet was still going on, and he and his guests were in the Great Hall, and as far as I can tell, the door to the room was sealed and the demons couldn't get in. I'm begging you, hurry. The mansion's doors are sturdily built, and the demons will have to work hard to get past them, so you still have time to rescue the people inside. What do I get if I help this Count of yours? Demanding a reward for fighting demons? That's dishonorable and foolish too, since demons are enemy to each and every one of us. Today we selflessly help someone thrash the demons, and tomorrow someone else will help us. If we're talking about helping a humble working man or a soldier, I'd be the first to say we ought to help, because it's the right thing to do. But if it's some filthy rich aristocrat with a mansion, if he wants our services, he can pay for them. I'm trying to imagine how the cave tribes would have survived if we had a small group of freeloaders sitting pretty in on their inherited wealth, doing nothing while the rest of us starved. I'm sure the Count will reward you handsomely for any rescue. All right, I'll help. Where's your master's house? It's not far at all. You're better off entering from the next street over, through the passage I used to get out. Help, I'm begging you. I hate to think what the Count will do to me if I don't bring help. Well, he's desperate. And there's Ramian. The golden-curled Aasimar greets you with a graceful bow. So you found me. I've nowhere else to run. I am at your mercy. Kill me if you wish. But I ask you, hear me out. About that, you don't have to worry. Holrin's dead. The Aasimar brings his hands together in a brief prayer. I'm sorry about this. Really, I'm truly sorry. Holrin did not understand what he was doing, and he did so much harm. But he sincerely believed that he was fighting for the good of the city and the entire Crusade movement. In another position, he could have done so much good. Received 530 experience. What other tidings do you bring? I don't want to believe Kenabres has fallen, that everyone is dead and no one else left to fight. Please tell me, are there pockets of resistance still left in the city, where I can be of some good? And I say, Irabeth Tirabate of Eagle watches gathering survivors in the Defender's Heart Tavern. It would be very useful. Commander Tirabate? I do not know her personally, but her wife Anevia is a regular worshiper at our temple. I would be glad to aid them. Did you really know about the demon attack before it happened? I did. We have a secret ally in the enemy's ranks. No one knows who this brave soul is, but she has been feeding us information about the demon's plans. These dispatches have come to us by the most reliable channel granted to us by the Great Dreamer herself. Oh, Desne, the Dream Goddess. Okay. They have come to us in dreams. Prelate Holrun brushed them off as meaningless reveries. And well, I admit that it isn't always easy to distinguish our allies' messages from ordinary dreams. But even ordinary dreams are gifts from Desna, and always worthy of attention. The prelate, and all crusade leaders for that matter, should have put less store in reason and more in intuition, inspiration, and spontaneity. What's more, not long before the attack on the city, a blind elf who calls himself the Storyteller arrived in Kenabres. The Wanderer wasn't merely a collector of legends, but a scholar of the unknown. According to him, the wardstone in our city, the first and most important in the chain of wardstones, weakened since long ago, was teetering on the brink of corruption. It seems the Red Morning Massacre and other demon attacks, even the ones we fended off, did not leave us unscathed. Unfortunately, the prelate did not wish to listen to the storyteller either. We're lucky he wasn't burned to the stake as a heretic. We had such vital information in our hands, information that could have saved the city, but no one cared to listen all the way to the catastrophic end. Okay, tell me about the strange rituals that were being performed on the wardstone. Ramian looked slightly abashed. When my attempts to open Holrun's eyes ended in failure, a few of my young adepts resolved to take matters in their own hands. They did not consult me before doing so, but I have never demanded iron discipline from my priests. Army commanders may have subordinates, but I have pupils and fellow worshippers. I can only inspire them, I cannot command them. And it seems they were inspired all on their own. Okay. In other words, you get to preach whatever you want, and you don't have to take any responsibility for your flock. You've really got it made. Well, Lan's a bit of a jackass. For pity's sake, how can I be held responsible for the actions of others? They are not children we are discussing here. They are grown adults endowed with their own free will, praise the goddess. Of course, we all help one another, but in the final reckoning, each of us decides how we act, and each must answer for those choices. There was no ill intent. They only wished to access the wardstone in secret and try to cleanse it. But to Holrun, this became perform a suspect ritual after hearing even more suspect voices in their dreams. The children wanted to save their city, but the Inquisitors detained them and almost killed them. I had to intervene. I used my authority and power as a cleric to give them a chance to flee. If they hadn't gotten away, they were to be destined for a cell in the prelate's dungeons and most likely death. And I say not all dreams have benign origins. What if those dreams were sent by demons? And Ramian said, in a different time and place, someone perhaps could have been the victim of false dreams sent by monsters. But here, in the war with the Abyss, the goddess is keeping a close eye on her most faithful followers. I have no doubt that if a demon tried to intrude upon the dreams of any one of us, Desna's punishment would no doubt have been swift. I have to go. Wait, 3 of my adepts are hiding somewhere in the ruins of the city. The ones the Inquisitors wrongly accused of treason. I beg you, find them and protect them against the demons and vigilantes of Holrun. They will not rest until they find them. Thank you for listening to me. I will now go to Defender's Heart. I will see you here. May Desna keep you. Ilk, Stranger 8, you spared Ramian despite what the Mad Inquisitor told you. The young voice comes from nowhere. Oh, hang on, I forgot to remove the spell. I hope Holrun's dogs aren't lurking nearby. The pale youth materializes before you. His face looks haggard from lack of sleep. But he is clearly pleased to be speaking to someone. So you're one of the adepts Holrun tried... sorry. So you're one of the Desna adepts that tried to break into the wardstone. Yes, I am Ilks, cleric of Desna, one of the people that answered the call of the voice in dreams. Some unknown person made contact through our dreams telling us about the demon's plans. We learned that the demons were planning to attack Kenabres and do something terrible to our wardstone, which already carries the taint of corruption. Prelate Holrun refused to heed our warnings, so we had to make a choice. We could either throw up our hands and pull back and take action, even though it costs us our lives. But which heartless person could stand by in the face of a deadly threat? And this is where I say, how could a zealot like Holrun become the respected leader of Kenabres? And Ilk says, his faith is strong, incredibly strong. The people of the city have seen him fighting in the front lines time after time. I myself remember feeling dumbstruck the first time I saw that gruff old man slaying demons in a fit of righteous fury. The people living on the edge of the abyss need protecting more than anything else, and that's why they're prepared to forgive their protector almost everything, even prejudice, paranoia, and the death of innocence. Also, Holrun hasn't been as brutal as he used to be for the long time. His loyal right-hand man, Leoter, known as Hawkblade, was a witch hunter too, or he's a witch hunter too. but a good deal more rational and even-tempered. Holren trusts him completely, and WOTR conducts a thorough investigation before dragging a victim to the fire. It's our bad luck that WOTR left Kenabres in pursuit of a particularly vicious hags 2 weeks before the attack. If he were here, he wouldn't have let Holren attack Ramian. On the other hand, if he were here, we wouldn't have escaped after trying to get the wardstone. We'd all be in a cell right now. Whose voice have you been hearing in your dreams? Nobody knows who it is, but everyone who has heard her, I should say, is convinced that she's a good and pure soul chosen by Desna. We had a choice. We could trust her, accept that we have an ally somewhere who isn't afraid of all the armies of the Abyss, or we could drown in suspicions, get one step closer to becoming just like Holrun. We decided to trust the voice, and seeing Kenabres devastated, which is what our unknown ally tried to prevent until the very end, I can see now who had the truth on her side. Where were your fellow worshippers, and how many of them are there? Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know where they are. We split up to confuse the Inquisitors who were chasing us. Do you need help? Desna teaches us to trust in last-ditch chances. Listen, my friends are called Aranka and Fall. Fall the Wallflower. Aranka is an amazing singer and a truly beautiful girl. She has plenty of friends and fans. She's probably blended in a crowd somewhere. I know exactly where Aranka is. We're probably going to be seeing her next at Darren Arenday's, the Count's little ball. Wallflower is a mage, but I don't think he'll risk using magic. And we'll only bring the Inquisitors down on him. He'll be harder to find. You better find Aranka first. She might know where Wallflower is. Please, go find them and protect them against the demons and the Inquisitors. Okay, I have to go. Doing this quest is a prerequisite for unlocking the Azata Mythic Pass. Oh, and I need to level up. Oh, let's see. Do I want a level of Dex? Indeedly doodly. And we just unlocked level 2 spells. Okay, perfect critical. That's something new. Okay. Oh, she's getting spells. Hello.
Open your heart to me.
Continue Hex Battle Master. Oh, extra offer. Oh, she gets to make extra attacks of opportunity every round. Very good, very good. And more cure moderate wounds. Also very good. Oh, and he gets key power this. Okay. Taking wisdom. All right. Key power true strength. Oh my. Note to self, make sure I get everybody's spell lists up. Healing. Okay, acts as a cure light wound spells using the spell as caster level. Oh, right, hexes. Because you're a wet. And why, yes, Harmony is becoming very much, a tank on par with Sela. Hear me, take heed. The hordes of the Abyss march on Kenabres. The Ward Stone is their target. They must not be allowed to capture it. The consequences would be disastrous. Okay. We are not done exploring. Here, though. Kitty! We can adopt the kitty. We are adopting the kitty.
Distract them for me.
Too late for apologies.
The light take you.
Endure this.
Oh, a leveled wizard. Double nice.
You are today's sacrifice.
They have another one up there.
Volta.
Who's getting magic missiles in the face?
Time to share your treasures. Cover me, all right?
I'll hit you.
Into the
We need to get a
fray.
second dagger for Wolchef. Preferably one magical.
Make every strike count.
Oh, he's got to.
I found something.
Follow me.
I am helpful, am I not?
And a scroll of protection from chaos. We got a journal about an experiment. How much you want to bet we can probably complete that experiment down here? Fighters have been caught off guard. They die before they can draw their weapons. Bodies are covered in a thin layer of ice that is slowly melting. That is not ominous at all. All right, somebody did something to these guys. Oh, crud buckets.
Go for their hearts! I'll cut you wide open!
Strike with all your might!
Using my save scum.
Can we retreat already? Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
I'm sure they mean us no harm, right?
Doing a quick Google look. It suggests, hey, why don't you try seeing if you can see invisibility?
This is my path.
Do not fear! Do not waver!
Okay, we've got an incorporeal. Oh, Shadow Demon! Shit.
Cover me, alright?
Forwards!
The Inheritor, guide my blade! surrender, or else.
I'll cut you wide open.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
We won't falter.
The light take you!
Too late for apologies.
The spirits demand your blood.
So it said the
won't
whole trick was
survive
seeing
me.
invisibility.
Distract them from me.
Strike with all your might.
Endure this!
Now we can clear the blockage.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
I am helpful, am I not?
A wicked longbow. Let us see what this wicked longbow is. A +2. Oh my. Oh my.
Let us be off.
Here's the thing. Composite longbows add your strength to the damage equation in bows, meaning he's going to suddenly be doing a lot more damage. And he was already one of our primary damage dealers, which means I need to change his. I'm probably going to be
Let's
respecing
move.
him over to composite longbows rather than regular longbows.
I hope you appreciate this.
The mongrel did it.
Corpses were gnawed to the bone by ghouls whose teeth were the likely cause of death.
We will
Speaking
be
of
victorious.
ghouls,
You are today's sacrifice.
Time to share your treasures. Cover me, all right?
Make every strike count.
We can do it.
I'll hit you.
Into the fray!
a short, hooded figure is poking about the bodies lying in the middle of the street. A stranger drags the first body off the road, respectfully props it against the wall, and places the corpse's hands on his chest. Figure then freezes as if hesitating, and you see him reach around his hand towards a beautiful gold amulet hanging around the corpse's neck. He jerks his hand back, hesitates, and reaches under it. Out again. Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? The stranger almost jumps out of his skin as if the hood falls from his head. Under a mop of red curls. Okay. Let's actually Google him. Curl Pathfinder. Okay. It looks okay. They're not halfling. A few. I thought you were demons. Good day to you, good lady. Sela's eyes brows slipped in apparent surprise. Curl, is that you? The halfling looks at Sela and smiles broadly. Oh, Lady Sela, you're alive. Goodness me, it's the second bit of good news in this otherwise lively day. What's the first bit of good news? Stick around and see for yourself. You know this person, Sela? Meet Rimvi, otherwise better known as Curl. He hails from Kenabres and he fights in the Condemned. He's one of a kind, a rogue with a heart of gold. Curl, is probably none of my business, but I should ask yourself if what you're about to do is right. Halfling's cheeks flush and he hides his hand behind his back. I didn't, I just thought it doesn't matter. Uh... Anything useful? What's going on in the city? I'm afraid not, good lady. I just left Defender's Heart. Before that, I was holed up in there too scared to leave. Although spending all the time in the commander's Erebeth's nose was something. She's a strict one, and when she gets antsy, don't even start. I've had enough of her breathing down my neck to last me a lifetime. So what are you doing here, robbing corpses? No. Remfy Curl may be a rogue, but he doesn't loot corpses. I just need to get these 4 lads' bodies off the road. Me and my friends are on a terribly important mission, and we need to get through. He is interrupted by the sound of wheels rolling on paving stones. A cart drawn by a sad little horse appears from a distance. A pretty half-elf is driving it, and a young man in knight's armor is walking alongside. Even from a distance, you can see his tan face and blue eyes shining brightly. See, a terribly important and heroic mission. My friends and I are saving a beer cart from the demons. A land of the Hound Hearts. Sela, I never thought I'd see you again. I thought you were headed to the main square, the center of the demons' attack. Jana Aldori. Hey, friend, glad to see you're doing all right. When we got separated by a crowd at the celebration, I knew right away something was wrong. And when demons appeared all of a sudden, I realized that was the reason why I'd been so anxious. But I couldn't find you among the dead in the square, so I kept my hopes up and I was proved right. Sela's face lights up with joy. So the other bit of good news Curl was talking about, you and Jana are alive. Actually, good news. By good news, I meant that we found the beer cart. Sir Elin and Jana being alive amounts to a quarter of a bit of good news. Well, maybe half. A beer cart. How about sharing with us? I'm sure we could all use a drink. The half-elf winks rakishly. Certainly. Give me your flask, friend. And if you walk with us to the Defender's Heart, I'm sure we could get a more thorough sampling of the spoils here. Despite the cheerful tone, she looks at you with anxious hope. Elin to the Hound Hearts. Jana, there's no need. The heart is very close, and the 3 of us will be enough to fight off an attack if there is one. Besides, our friend surely has more or better things to do. More important things than carrying barrels of beer, I will wager. Elin of the Hound Hearts. By the way, my name is Elin, Sir Elin of the Hound Hearts. I'm so glad to meet someone who has survived this madness. And I say, you haven't told me how you know Sela. I'm sure that story will... Can wait until we're all back at Defender's Heart. Okay. We want to mention the corpse. I'll let the corpse part go. Have to go. So long, we're sure to meet again, either in the city or Defender's Heart. Sure you will. Come to the tavern, we'll celebrate the valiant rescue of this barrel together. We let the grave robbing go because we got more important things to worry about. Besides, him grave robbing keeps me from grave robbing.
This is my kind of work.
Eagle Watch will not abandon its post. More loot.
Follow me.
Save the last one for me.
You are not an Abercondalu. What are you? You are a shear.
You won't stop us.
You are something rather more difficult than I've thought before.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Yay, there's more of them. Crap, there's more of them.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Forwards.
And that's...
Go for their hearts!
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
And you just got yourself beat on, Ember.
No glory without risk!
Distract them from me.
I'm wounded. We won't falter.
I'll cut you wide open.
You won't survive me. Endure this!
The light, take you!
Time to share your treasures.
Masterwork.
March on.
Rely on me.
This war must end.
We are the light. They are the darkness.
Well, that's gonna suck.
The spirits demand your blood.
You're all catty-cornered off. How am I gonna work that one out? But we'll figure it out somehow.
Cover me, all right?
Okay, we got a shear and another shear.
Surrender or else!
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Strike with all your might.
Make every strike count.
Continue fighting.
Oh, that's not good. That is not good.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Into the fray!
I won't give up. We can do it.
This pain is excruciating.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
This is how it feels.
Distract them for me.
No glory without risk!
Forward.
You won't survive me.
Time to share your treasures.
Not good.
The inheritor, guide my
Rolling
blade.
2 on a 2d10 or on a 1d20 twice in a row? That is some bad luck. Club with nails. I gotta look that one up. It's actually a really good weapon.
Onwards. Let us be off.
A bright future awaits us.
Adventures await.
Just used about 20 potions.
Let's move.
It was just a little bit of a waste.
We cannot be defeated.
We've got 2. They look like. Oh, they're Vermalax. Never heard of a
We
Vermalax
won't
before.
falter.
That is. Oh my!
Too late for apologies.
Cover me, all right?
The light take you!
You are today's sacrifice.
I don't know what it is, but land, kill it.
Strike with all your might.
I'll hit you.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Into the fray!
Go for their heart.
Make every strike count.
Follow me.
I did it. It happens sometimes.
This was no accident. This looks like the work of a Brimarack, a pyromaniac demon. So there are pyro demons. That does not make me feel good.
Yet another obstacle.
I'll cut you wide open. The spirits demand your blood.
Distract them from me.
We can do it!
Every gone thing on fire. How much one of it we have to fight? A Brimarack. Ah, red buckets.
You won't stop us.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
You are today's sacrifice.
Go! Time to share your treasures!
Forwards!
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Surrender or else.
You won't survive me.
Go for their hearts.
This'll leave a bruise.
Cover me, all right?
A scimitar labeled Abrupt Force. Signet of House Vesperio. Once per day, the owner of this token can rub it to get +5 circumstance bonus to chosen skill checks.
I'll cut you wide open. I am helpful, am I not?
Piece of a holy symbol. Okay, Crusader Baranguer's letter home. That's... Okay, the piece of a holy symbol is probably part of a quest. In fact, I'm almost certain of it. I'm going to go back and heal because of how much corruption I've gotten all the way up to here from all the resting I've had to do here in... I want to get a good rest actually in at Defender's Heart. Someone on the road, get ready. Oh God, this encounter. And save's coming because this is going to be stupid.
March on.
Wearing a robe? Check. Baphomet symbol around the neck? Check. Crazy eyes? Check. Note to self. Bring a mirror next time to be able to adjust the optimal level of eye craziness. Everything is ready for the experiment.
Oh, you're crazy, just not that kind of crazy, Nenio.
An audience. Problematic, but not critical. You there, girl. Stay out of this. It is counterproductive to stand in the way of scientific progress.
And who are you calling girl? And she's completely ignoring me.
Who's that? I don't know her.
Greetings, boys and girls. I am your sister in sin, a devotee of Lord Baphomet's dark will, and so on and so forth.
Well, you know what the vegan cultist said? Hail Satan.
She looks like one of us, but she talks kinda weird. Who's there with you?
Who? Oh, them! Just an audience, they don't matter. Consider them a supplementary component of the coming experiment.
Shrug, remaining silent.
In the name of our Lord Baphomet, please be so kind as to undertake a little test of your competency in our wicked cause.
It should be fairly obvious Nenio is not actually a cultist of Baphomet. She is just a huge nerd.
Let's start with something simple. So here's my first question. What is Lord Baphomet's favorite weapon?
We will not answer to you.
Our lord can wield any kind of weapon. He is all-powerful.
Wrong. He wields no weapons at all. He doesn't need any. He just gores his enemies with his horns.
I ain't gonna say a thing.
These answers are wrong. The correct answer is Isergol, a glaive made of red adamantine. This experiment has taken quite a surprising turn. I would never have expected the followers of the great Baphomet to be baffled by such a simple question. Fine. Let's recalibrate the difficulty and proceed with the next question. Please name Lord Baphomet's sacred animal.
Goat.
A bull! Of course, everybody knows that.
Yep, and a cow.
None of your answers were correct. The correct answer is an aurochs. It appears the experiment has yielded results which are as unexpected as they are incredible. Baphomet's cultists have not the slightest idea about who Baphomet really is, let alone any in-depth knowledge of his ideology or philosophy. I'm positive that this news will cause a sensation in widest scientific circles.
Damn it! She's right. I'm a shitty excuse for a cultist. And my mother used to tell me to become a plowman.
Hey, take it easy. We've only had 2 questions. You there, come on, ask another one. We'll get the next one.
I've seen better shit shows in Germany, honestly. Okay, ask him another one.
Is there any sense in continuing? You cannot answer the simplest of questions. I am ashamed of all of you, as cultists and as individuals.
Please, ask again. I can answer. I'm sure I can.
How do you spell Baphomet's name?
B-A-F-A... Oh, screw it. To hell with Baphomet. I thought it was gonna be fun, but instead there are all these questions. I'm done here. I'm going back to my home village, back to my mother.
Hey, wait! You there! How dare you stir up discord in our ranks? Grab her and tie her up, and her entire entourage too!
The experiment is complete. Unable to deal with the questions, the cultists decide to deal with the examiner instead. A typical reaction for a person who has never been burdened with any intelligence. Now you're gonna start hitting each other, aren't you? Please, proceed. I won't interrupt.
The heartbeat quickens.
We won't falter. That's how you hit them. I'm wounded.
Endure this!
The light. Take you.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
The spirits demand your blood.
Strike with all your might.
Make every strike count.
The absence of an answer is an answer too. Who the hell? That stranger keeps showing up wherever Nenio's involved or whenever bad shit's about to happen.
The result is statistically predictable, especially considering their intelligence level. What about you, girl? Are you ready to answer some questions for the good of science? Let's proceed with the experiment. My first question is simple. Which colors does the goddess Iomade prefer?
Succeeded a lore religion check. You're absolutely convinced the correct answer is red and white.
This answer is correct. It is comforting to meet at least one educated person in the melting pot of ignorance that is Kenabres today. Let's proceed. Did Aradin take part in any crusade before he died?
The immortal Aslanti who raised the star sun from the bottom of the sea and in doing so founded the city of Absalom and ascended to godhood. Prophecy about his return. Okay, now presumed dead. Aradin's demise ushered in the current age of lost omens. Okay. Succeeded at a lore religion check. You know for sure that Aradin died not long before the world. Okay. You know for sure he died not long before the world wound opened and the First Crusade began. Oh, he didn't.
Your answer is correct. Aradin's death dates to 4606, and that is precisely the year when the world wound was opened. The First Crusade started back in 4622. Your knowledge would make Mendev's Crusaders proud. My final question is, what is the title that Aurilu Vorlesh bears? Is she the architect of the world wound, the lord of the labyrinth, or the border acquisitor of the shapeless abyss?
Okay. Well, to the Google copter because I failed to check. Architect of the world wound.
That's correct. Most excellent. You successfully answered all of my questions. Splendid. Amazing. This is a breakthrough. I thank you for your cooperation. It seems to me that I owe you an explanation. My name is Nenio. I am an explorer, a pilgrim, a yet-to-be-recognized scientific luminary, future author of the great Encyclopedia Galarianica, and rector of all Absalom's universities at once. Future rector, I should say. I also know several spells.
Now can you finally tell me what you were getting at with all those questions?
It is so heartening to see you strive for knowledge. I have been conducting an experiment comparing the intellectual abilities of the average cultist with those of the average crusader.
Okay, so you're trying to see whether the cultists and the... So you're comparing the mental faculties of cultists with crusaders.
and I must admit that you passed the test with flying colors. This does offer a glimmer of hope for the future of Crusade. I have always claimed that despite the popular beliefs about the limited intellectual abilities of those in the army, at least some of them can be considered educated. It pleases me to see that I was correct.
Are you saying I'm mediocre?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, why do you keep calling me girl? I have a name, you know.
I apologize for an injury to your ego, but your name is irrelevant on the grand scale of the universe. Thus, it cannot possibly interest me. I will forget it as soon as I hear it. To avoid unnecessary confusion, I'd prefer to not know it at all.
I would love to tell her to take a flying leap, but she is probably one of the best spellcasters, or pure spellcasters. Kenabres isn't safe right now. Shall we join
Do you wish
forces?
to become my follower? To accompany me on my expeditions to the World Wound? To assist me in my experiments? To run errands for me? Perhaps even to write down my deepest thoughts for the benefit of future generations? Oh, how splendid! Of course, I agree.
Oh, lordy, what an ego.
Truth be told, I have no money to pay you. But you will be aiding the progress of science, and that is its own reward.
If we join forces, you'll have to follow my instructions during our expeditions.
What? Oh, yes, the dangers and these battles. Of course, I will follow your orders. I place my life in your capable hands, so I can focus on the things that really matter.
I agree.
Excellent. You're hired. To think that I finally found someone to accompany me. 27 Crusaders before you said no. Not one of them saw the undeniable appeal of my offer. Your first assignment is to take me to a safe place. I have to admit that today's experiment has left me quite tired.
When she is a scroll savant. What sets apart a scroll savant? Okay. Let's get them back, and we're probably going to be heading...
Onwards.
Okay, when we get... Okay, we need to get her back to... Fort Falchion. I hope, because I hit level 4, that it's not going to be an immediate. Hope it's not going to be an immediate, we're being jumped or something.
Let us be off.
Who it is? Who would have thought? Crusader Army. Did Erebeth accept you? With open arms. How can you help us when we attack? I'll tell you straight, we're not getting involved in any fighting. Warriors we ain't, but we can sneak through the demons' noses, look for traps and hidden doors. In other words, we can smooth the path for the whole operation. And all we have to do is go in there and bump off. All you have to do is go in there and bump off demons. So the thieflings will be able to. Thieflings will be able to actually get us some allies, or get us the door open. Go talk to Jana and her friends and get us some drinks. The Defender's heart greets you with unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling festive city lies in ruins, but somehow none of that can be felt within these walls. The people of the room are talking, laughing, and raising toasts. Sela waves to you. Sitting at a table with the trio you met previously, the knight, the half-elf, and the red-headed halfling. Harmony! Come and let me properly introduce you to Elon, Jana, and Curl, the fearless warriors of the League of the Inspiring Cart. Ursula pushes a mug of beer towards you and speaks softly. It was me who convinced Erebeth to use what Jana, Curl, and Elon found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end times had come and the abyss devoured us all, but I thought some simple pleasures, good food, and good company might help keep the gloom at bay. Seal looks at you hesitantly as if trying to gauge your reaction. Chaotic. Have I ever turned down merrymaking and good company? Ha, let's raise our mugs, my friends. Wait, I'm not ready for another toast yet. It's not every day I drink with paladins, knights, and sword lords. Okay, sword lord being a specific Aldori, regional prestige class. Aldori, hey, are we just going to sit here with grim faces? I said we get to know each other a little better. Tell me about you and your order, Elend of the Houndhearts. As stories go, it's not very entertaining. I was born far to the south in Andorran. I lost my parents early, led the life of a simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I had chosen. I'm proud of my sword skills. I enjoy life and drills. I'm not afraid of battle, but risking my life for coin, it takes a special mindset to choose that lot with no regrets. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many of my friends die, and I wondered what was worth it. So in the end, I decided to choose another path. Now, if I'm going to lay down my life, at least it'll be for a good cause. That's how I ended up in Mendev and became a squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order. By tradition, it's never had more than 12 members, and a new member is only knighted after one of the elders dies. We patrol the lands along the Wardstone line and provide aid to travelers and settlers. Unfortunately, death is common among the Houndhearts. I became a full knight 2 years ago after laying my mentor to rest. But I'm content with my choice. My place is among the Crusaders. And I say, have you been serving in the Eagle Watch for long, Jana? And she says, I signed up 4 days before the demon attack. Am I lucky or what? Jana lets out an overly boisterous laugh. I'm an apprentice of a famous fencing master from Mevin. I learned a thing or two from him, believe me. I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved in petty squabbles from the bickering river kingdoms. I wanted a proper challenge, and you can't find a better place than Mendev. And for what you know, the moment I arrived, the demonic invasion began. My father said that's no accident. Fate brought me here. I said, what about you, Curl? How'd you end up among the condemned? I just did what everyone else was doing. I grew up in the slums, where everyone stole a little or maybe smuggled regarded stashes, so Curl stares into his mug gloomily. But I never killed anybody, never did anything really bad. I got caught stealing. And when they made me choose between prison and the condemned, well, of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not that good a fighter, but as Norgorber is my witness, a thief can also be useful in a war against demons. But I've always been a good scout. I can sneak under the nose of any monster. I don't know where my friends are now. I got separated when the demons rampaged through the city, Norgorber. Once mortal god of thievery and assassination. As the keeper of secrets, he is known as the Reaper of Reputation By some, he's more insidious titles among worshippers who venerate his other three aspects: Black Fingers, Father Skin Son, the Grey Master. Okay, so God of Thieves and Assassins. Okay. Chin up, friend. Whoever you were in the past, you're our friend now and a crusader. Your skills are useful to us, Sela says. And I say, how do all of you know Sela? Yelling to the Houndhearts. I met my noble sister on the road to Kenabres. I was returning from the south from my fiancé and was happy to be in the company of the Paladin of the Yomade. We said our farewells at the city gates, and I went north along the road to Dresden and to my order's camp. Elan's face grows grim at the mention of the camp. The demons attacked us at the same time they struck Kenabres, but we managed to fight them off. We hurried to the city's aid and joined forces with the Eagle Watch. All my fellow Houndhearts were wounded during the Battle of the Streets. I'm the last of my Night Order who can still fight. It's good to see Sela again. Every loyal heart counts these days. I met Sela at a tavern in Kenabres, before the attack, of course. She was one of the few who would sit at a table with the condemned. Knights usually don't even look at us, but Sela is different. I knew it the moment I saw her. Jan Eldori. That's what made me notice Sela, too. So I sat down to talk with her. I never understood why everybody treated condemned so horribly, and I still don't. But our Colonel is a great lad. So after that night, Sela and I went round the taverns together every day. And Sela says, Mendev's a great, amazing place. People from all over the world come here. For glory, redemption, or to help those in trouble. And they always find each other. This might be the best place in the world to find like-minded people and friends. That was a toast in case you didn't notice. Sela, did you call me over just because, or is something the matter? And Sela says, I didn't just want to talk about today's celebration. You see, Elan's in trouble. I want to help him. I didn't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in battle. Elan to the Houndheart. Okay, Elan shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I just told you. I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I can handle them on my own. The Curl says, oh, come on. Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. And Sela says, Curl is right. Harmony helped me to find you. Without her help, I'd still be looking for you all over Kenabres. So, Elan, come on. Stop being so stubborn. Tell me more. Yeah. Okay, a young knight shakes his head. In all truth, I don't wish to impose. My problems are just minor troubles. A paladin of the Yomade and her friends certainly have more important things to do, especially now the Kenabres has been overrun with demons. And Sela. If I've learned anything in life, there's nothing minor about good and evil. Sela begins seriously, but then a smile lights up her face. Take the three of you, for example. It seems like all you did was save one card from lesser demons. But look how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung of in songs, but who knows? Maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders of Kenabres will find strength to protect the city. Sela catches her breath. I talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Elan, I want to help you, and my reputation as a holy warrior of Yomade won't suffer if it's more of a minor adventure than a glorious feat. Elan of the Houndhearts. Okay. The knight sighs and seems a little embarrassed. All right, I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just a purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Mendev, I gained something else I never expected. It's here I met, may all the ladies here forgive me, the finest girl in all the world. It's a miracle she found any love in her own heart for a bungler like me, but I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even the demon lord Descare and all his demon army can stand in my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Kenabres. For half a year, I've been getting up my courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Derek Sunhammer, the best jeweler in Mendev. Independent knightly orders live mostly off donations. I'm not what you would call rich. So I wanted to make Kiana happy. Oh, it took me 3 months to find a jewel the same shade as her eyes. And twice that long to scrape together enough money. Master Derek's work was worth it. But I lost the ring during the demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement. And Sela, the ring is most likely still at the Houndhearts camp outside the city. Elan and his friends didn't have time to pack up their camp. First the demons ambushed them, and then they rushed off to help Kenabres. I think they should go there. We should at least go there and check. Not right now, of course, but once the situation in the city is under control. What could we run into at the camp? Elan said, my friends and I killed 2 large demons attacking the camp, then rode straight into the city without spending any more time cleaning up the rest of their band. It was only a few imps, but they might still be at the camp. Of course, this was a while ago. Our camp was attacked at the same time as the Wardstone in the main square, and I haven't been there since. And I say, fine, I'll help. Sela puts her hand on your shoulder. Thanks for agreeing to help. Elan is a good man and a true knight. I think the world should repay those who are so devoted to doing good. Let's help him so he can propose to his beloved the way he wanted. Okay. And Janice says, I hope you convince Arabeth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be parted from my friends. Seal says, of course. The League of the Inspiring Card has come together in this dark hour. We must continue onward together. Hey, and all this roundabout to get to this point has gotten us a 10,000 XP, or an 1,000 XP. Let's talk to Nenio. Girl, I'm pleased with you. I asked you to bring me to safety, and that's exactly what you did. Indeed, having a follower aid me is most efficient and frankly pleasing. With you on hand, I shall conquer new horizons, plumb the depths of knowledge hitherto unknown, and scale the dizzying heights of future discoveries. Nenio stops to gather her breath. What I mean is, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude. I foresee immense potential in your future. Happy to help. Hand in hand, we will unravel the greatest mysteries inaccessible to the minds of ordinary people. Just imagine it. I leading the way, proudly staring into the faces of the gods themselves, and you, my loyal follower, walking behind me every step of the way, writing down my deepest thoughts and admiring the profundity of my intellect. If we hold hands, you will be able to go in front of me and lead the way. You are the catalyst which, when it reacts with my intellect, will allow the latter to grasp the very essence of the universe itself. And I say, do you always express your delight so effusively? What? Who are you? Oh, yes, my new follower. So what am I supposed to do? Oh, yes, I must provide some verbal encouragement for your as yet modest achievements and try to introduce you to strive for more of such encouragement. That is the principle that underpins my training. She frowns, but only for an instant. Ah, yes, I see. Your modest nature was unsettled by the overabundance of my gratitude. I do apologize for putting you in such an awkward position. I will never praise you again unless I forget. Okay, but let's get back to the business at hand. Your new assignment will be to take me to the inconspicuous ruins located in an even more inconspicuous valley lying between Kenabres and Dresden, as soon as it is reasonably practicable. I marked the place on your map with a large red cross so you won't forget it. What is so special about these ruins near Kenabres? I'm glad you asked. This is my greatest hypothesis, my secret project. I won't pass up the opportunity to share it with you because you're my most loyal follower and you are worthy of possessing such knowledge. Nenio rubs her nose, and also because you're the first person to ever ask me about it. Some time ago, I was walking around the border of the world when I met a strange person. He was wearing a frayed gray robe and his face was hidden behind an odd white mask. Of course, I didn't miss the opportunity to ask him about the reasons for his absurd appearance, and do you know what he said to me? He said, I am the answer, but what is the question? Then he walked off in the direction of the whirlwind. The next day, I had already forgotten about the encounter. I'd had another similar encounter, this time about an elven woman judging with a pointy ear sticking from behind the mask. I am the answer, but what is the question? She said, before taking off toward the whirlwind. Then I realized everything became clear to me. I know a mystery when I see one. Consider this one of my myriad talents. Then he rubs the tip of her nose. After all these geysers weren't simply on their way to a costume party, were they? After all examining several maps, I determined they were all heading towards one direction. From a place to a place not far from Kenabres, a place which is marked as nameless ruins, even on ancient Sarkorian maps. That's where I need to go on. Unraveling the secret of that place will be my greatest discovery, and secure my place in history, perhaps even in legend. How do you know where we'll have to go? Do you know how to find a beehive in the forest? You need to catch 2 bees, set them free in 2 different locations in the forest, and remember the directions they fly in. And you take a map and draw lines showing the bees' routes. The place where the lines interact will mark the location of the beehive. Fascinating. Yes, by the way, forest bees do not make any honey. I use the beehive principle here too. For a couple of months, I tracked the strange people in masks and observed the direction in which they were traveling. I collected the coordinates, mapped their estimated routes, and made a discovery. All the routes intersected at the nameless ruins not far from Kenabres. What do you expect to find there? I haven't the slightest idea. If I knew what was hidden there, I wouldn't be so eager to go. The ruins aren't very far from Kenabres, so you could easily get there all by yourself. Why do you need me? Nenio's eyes seem ready to pop out of their sockets in surprise. Don't you see, this is a legendary secret place. Who knows what may happen to me if I lift the veil and uncover the workings of the universe. My mortal body may be unable to contain all that knowledge, and perhaps I will ascend and become equal to the gods themselves. You need a chronicler. And I need you to write down everything that happens and report my fate to the interested parties at Absalom. And don't forget to praise me as I deserve while you're there. Oh, you want me to be... Okay. You know, these ruins of yours may turn out to be just that, ruins. And Nenio shrugs. In that case, we'll write off this experiment as a failure and start another one. I didn't know which experiment I'll try next. So I want to know about your task. Well, now you know, so off we go. Did I just make a rhyme, perhaps? Okay. Perhaps I've discovered a poetic talent in myself. Let's conduct an experiment. Quickly say any word and I'll try to find a rhyme for it. Diomede. Says the Scary, grow away. If you play, you need to pay every shade of color gray. Not the best in rhymes, you think? Well, this experiment was unsuccessful. We learned that I have no poetic talent after all. But there is no reason to despair. Having a gift of poetry in addition to my inexhaustible intelligence would be a little too much. Besides, I'm catastrophically busy and I have no time to expend on poetry. This is where I say, I don't like it when you call me girl. My name is Harmony. On the grand scale of world history, your name is irrelevant. I have no reason to remember it. See, the brain of any given individual can only contain a limited number of facts. I only expend my memory on things that are truly important. The laws of thermodynamics, divine esoterics, planar geography, things that will lead Galarian to a brighter future. Nenio rubs her nose. Besides, what if I make a great discovery, but I won't be able to remember it because my memory is full of outdated or useless information? What a nightmare that would be. What a loss for the whole of Galarian. I'm like, yeah, I have to go. I can't put up with this. Nenio produces a crumpled piece of paper from her sleeve and takes some notes on it. This conversation lasted approximately 5 minutes. By the way, did you know that this is the exact same amount of time the Inquisitors of Kenabres need to find a defendant guilty? But the shake-off Inquisitors chasing you takes 5 times as long. That experiment proved that running while clad in heavy armor is not burdensome for them at all. Well, let me check the time. Okay, it has been 1:43. I am going to go rest to restock everybody's spells. Come now, Sela. Don't be such a sourpuss. I'm trying earnestly to be a good comrade. I would dearly like to chat with you. You're a strange girl, Cammy. Always so pleasant like a chirping bird, but strange nonetheless. Let's go ahead and get it saved. Okay, so we're going to call it here before we get too much involved in anything else. And I would like to thank you all very much for watching. It's been a good run today. I got a lot done. Now, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Now, this has been Harmony Views. Now, I will actually be recording tomorrow. I normally wouldn't be, but because my fiance does work at home on Mondays, except she's not working from home this Monday because it's the start of a new term, so she's actually has to go in tomorrow. It's all hands on deck. So have a good day, folks. I will see you all tomorrow.